we kind of look at it. Yeah. So this, I'm going to the second agenda, friends. I'm going to the second agenda. We spoke about law schools. We spoke about clusters. We spoke about ranking. We spoke about, yes. So the second thing that I'm going to focus on. Thank you all of you. I'm good, very happy. It feels energizing. A lot of you saying yes, wonderful. Yes. Ajinkya is asking a question. Where does Christ and Symbiosis rank as per your experience? Ajinkya, already I've given my answer. Christ and Symbiosis ranks higher than Christ. Symbiosis, Pune and Noida are probably equivalent to top 10 NLUs or top 15. They are in the top 15. Christ probably ranks around 20 currently, but I'll say Christ last few years, let me be very honest. That's what I'm telling you. More than ranking, at Abhyas Law Prep, we have something very interesting called, we have our own students' feedback. Please understand, every year, hundreds of our students make it to top NLUs, other law schools, etc. And every year, we get feedback from them. Based on the feedback our students give, apart from ranking that the government gives or some private this thing is, we also get a feedback. I'm being very honest. If there's any Christ, person here, Christ this thing, you can tell them, Christ, at least in the last few semesters, we are not getting good feedback. You have to definitely understand why. We have been, in the first 5-7 years, last till 17-18, we have been telling Christ has been among the pedestal. Even today, Christ is ranking better, but I don't know, students are not very happy. A lot of students who are in Christ, they're not giving us good feedback. That much I can tell you. Okay, right. Anyway, you can always reach out to them. Symbiosis, again, I said, Pune and Noida rank among the top 15-20, but not other campuses. Please understand this. Yes, DSNLU currently, it doesn't rank in the top 10 NLUs. Ramakrishna currently DSNLU is in the 10 to 15 NLUs. 22 NLUs are there. DSNLU is probably somewhere between 10th and 15th, currently around the 10th, 15th NLU thing. If they work hard, the campuses come out well. Early years, there was no campus also. I think last couple of years, they have a good campus, etc. They have beautiful campus made. That's what the students tell us. There's a chance if NLU does well, their placements, their faculty, etc. In few years, they might rank in top 10. We have to wait for that. But today, they'll be ranked around 15th, right? 10 to 15th NLU, right? That's why it's a good opportunity for those who are in that rank. Okay. So can we go ahead, friends? Can we move on from law schools? Let's talk about law programs. Are you interested? Can we talk about that, all of you? Can we talk about that? Yes. So Suraj, I've also answered that. Ramakrishna's question I've answered. I hope you got an idea. Definitely, it's a good opportunity for those who are in that 5,000 All India rank category. If you're in the 5,000, you have good opportunity. DSNLU is a wonderful opportunity if you have a domicile. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Our alumni inputs. Okay, can we go ahead? All of you now look at the second part of the program, friends. The second part of the session today. Second part of the session today is program. A lot of you have doubts on this. Please ask loads of questions because a lot of them ask me, sir, should I choose a BA LLB? Should I choose a BBA LLB? Some campuses also offer BCom LLB. A lot of these things, right? I want to kind of tell you BA LLB versus BBA LLB. It is very important for you to understand that. I would any program at the end of the day, as long it is like from a good school, it's useful. But in case you are specifically interested in a specific long-term goal, if you have a specific long-term goal, I would suggest some of them to go for that specific program. For example, I'll tell you, if some of you are very clear that you would prefer doing a civil services later, you would want to get into judiciary later, you would want to practice later, I think a BA LLB suits you better. A BA LLB is a better program for you than BBA LLB if you're very clear about these things. Similarly, if someone is very clearly in mind that I would want to practice corporate law, I would want to get into corporate law firms, I would want to get into corporate companies, I would want to kind of I might do my MBA, I might want to do something like that, any CS like that, I think BBA LLB is definitely better than BA LLB. So if you ask me which program is better, this program is better for these kind of goals, that program is better for that kind of goals. But if you yourself do not have a clarity on what you really want to do now, I think then you do not worry. Both programs are equally good to you. You get into the law school, go to the best possible thing, and then accordingly decide over the 5 years. This is the broad distinction because a lot of people ask me this question. I thought I'll put it there. So this is how you decide whether I have to go for BA or BBA. Another important question a lot of people ask me, sir, I got BBA at some place, I'm getting it BA at some place. I'm telling you honestly, right now the difference between BA LLB, BBA LLB is not so much that you have to ditch a school, you have to leave a school and go to other school just for a program. Right now I tell my students that a law school on any day, friends, is definitely more important than program. School ranking overall is more important than the program itself. School more important, program less important. If within the same school you have two programs, you might choose a program which is more suitable to your interest. For example, like I said, BA LLB is more useful for litigation, right? you want to get into judiciary, those kind of stuff. BBA LLB is more useful for corporate law. You want to get into business, MBA, etc. So these are something that I want to give you a broad idea. Any questions on this? Any questions on this? Yes, some of our friends recently still asking if rank less than what? Sorry, if rank is less than dash, there's a possibility of getting an NLU. Rank is less than what, Gautam? You have not given, your question is not complete, Gautam. But assuming your rank, if you are saying your rank is less than top 3000, believe me, you will get an NLU. You will definitely get an NLU. If you are less than 3000, you are getting an NLU. If you are less than 5000 on a domicile, you have a chance. Again, within domicile, you should be very cautious because AP domicile particularly, they have a lot of category based things. So you should be very careful. Yes. Srija is asking MNC companies. Absolutely, Srija, I would say if you are planning to get into MNC companies corporate, I would say BBLLB is better. BBLLB is more suitable. That's what I would say, Srija. Okay. Okay, Shashi Kumar is asking LR. What is LR? Guys, I think sometimes I find it very difficult to understand your chat language, but please help us here. Which is easier, BBL? What do you mean by easier, Ramakrishna? Easier to get into or easier for the subject, or what do you mean by that? The question is not clear. So let me first tell you that believe me, the BBA LLB, BA LLB at this point of time in most of the law schools, 60-70% of the coursework is common. The 30-40% only is different. So by this way, you can really easy difficult is not useful. Something is easier difficult becoming an interest. For example, someone who really doesn't enjoy doing a lot of accounting, commerce, business, this thing, they might not enjoy BBA. They might find it difficult. But someone who does not enjoy administrative things, a lot of theoretical policy making, that they might find BA difficult. I think it depends on your interest and your planning. Yes. Okay, so international law. See, please understand, Shashrika, if you're planning for some future international law, believe me, both are equally good. There's no difference for international law. If you are planning to do, say, LLM in international law, go to foreign university and study, Shashrika, I think try to go to the better law school. Law school is more important than the program. Yeah. Okay. Yes, Gautam says to become legal advisor. That's what I'm saying. If you want to become a legal advisor to particularly a kind of private companies, then prefer BBLLB. If you are trying to kind of go legal advisor of a trust or a public group, then BLLB is good. So I'm saying it depends on the field. Okay. Yeah, subject Ramakrishna, I told you, I've explained, right? If you are talking about the subject which is easy, I've given you an idea. Someone who does not like accounting, someone who does not like business, they will find BBA difficult. Someone who doesn't like policy making, they'll find BA a little bit difficult. So I think it is more with respect to the kind of, if you like abstract theory subjects, you like BA more, you will find BA more easier. If you like more accounting and this kind of stuff, you will find BBA more easy. That's what I can tell you. Yeah. So Ravi Shankar is already giving an answer. BA is easy. Sometimes people feel, see, MPC is tougher than MEC, a lot of people feel. MEC is tougher than CEC or HEC because of theoretical thing. But please understand, tougher, easier is your, your own opinion. But please understand, it is not, tougher is not about graduating. Tougher is about how well you know it. So that's what I want to kind of say. Durga, see, frankly speaking, BBA LLB, BA LLB eligibility, both might be eligible for if you want to get into judicial this thing. But please understand, I would suggest you are very clear you want to be a judge in future. I would suggest you to focus more on BA LLB, even though eligibility is there for both of them. Right now, eligibility, they would not have any eligibility issues for that. But the problem is more with respect to, if you focus on BA LLB, you get a chance to kind of do more programs. The courses, electives you can take more are connected to policy making, that kind of stuff, which will help you more with respect to judiciary. That's what I'm trying to say. Right? Akshit Lakshmi Raju is asking, does international law have a potential in the future because of very much? Yes, absolutely. See, Akshit, world is, I don't know, this also, I mean, you're someone who is Corona hijacked student. So let me ask you this. With what happened with Corona, I don't know, globalization will go back, isn't it? Akshit, we don't know, right? If we say Corona issue, globalization might say no one is going to go to other countries. Already Trump is doing that. But I'm saying, whatever said and done, globalization might stop. People might not be able to travel too much, but what might happen is a lot of work will get delegated from one country to the other country. I think international law will be the future because whatever said and done, even though globalization might not be at the same pace as it was in the last 2 decades, from 2000 to 2020, globalization was in a full swing. Right now, it will slow down a little, but still, a lot of workflow will happen, particularly for services like this thing. It will be very easily. So it is very good field. You can think of it. Okay, international law will be a very, very important field going forward. It is important not because you practice only international law, because you also kind of bring it to the country that you are residing in. And the international law is another good option because a lot of times you get a chance to work with some world organizations, right? A lot of options are there. Yeah, Ramakrishna is asking. I told you, if you want to be a judge, if your clear goal is judiciary, Ramakrishna, I would suggest BALLB over BBLLB. Focus more on BALLB. Try to take a BALLB course than a BBLLB if you are very clear to be a judge. Right. Okay, I've answered that. Gautam is asking. See, Gautam, NLUs, most of them offer BALLB programs. Most of them offer BALLB. Some couple of NLUs might have BBLLB, I don't know, but most of them have only BALLB. 90% of the seats in CLAT under NLUs are BALLB only. If I want to specialize in so Padman, that's a very good question. There are some, you might have to kind of check if there are any law universities which are giving some naval related courses. You can check out electives that you have to. That's a good question. We'll also try to research. You can also reach out to us. We can give you that. But that is a better thing. If there is some law course, they are doing it. For example, these days we are saying some courses are called telecom law, right? Petroleum law, like that. Things are coming. So like that, if there's something with respect to Navy, maritime, and this thing, we can look at that. But otherwise, generally, what I suggest is if you do not have that, don't get into narrow selections right now, narrow specializations right now, Padma. At graduation, try to be broad, and then go specialization in NLM. You can think of that. These days, what's happening is a lot of these law things that you're talking about in the fourth and final year, pre-final and final year, they might give you a lot of electives. And go check. You can always go check with the law university. Ask them yourself coursework related. They'll give you ideas of which law school has good maritime courses. You can look at it, and which law schools are connected to maritime IMU. Like you can look at that. There are a lot of those options. Okay. Siddharth is asking. See, at the end of the day, Siddharth, I mean, it is not like, when just because you've done NPC, you've branded something. No, please understand that. Just because you've done BPC, you've branded something. No, that is all unnecessary hijacking of mind again. I'll tell you. So first, focus on if you get into a program, if you like it, you can definitely manage. Let me give you this. You are talking about MPC at a graduation at the age of 17, 18. Let me tell you, in MBA, we have a lot of times science students who study in the top IITs come to MBA program, then they have to do accounting. Believe me, accounting is not easy for those who are from science. Those who believe they are engineers, they are super smart, etc. Ask them to do accounting, and accounting is confusing. I had a very good experience because I used to do very well in accounting, and a lot of engineering friends find it very difficult. They used to come to me for tuitions, as I call it. So what I'm saying is this: all this is hambagaba. You go there, you can always cope up. That's not a big deal. Okay. Again, which is easier to get, sir? Ramakrishna is now asking earlier, which is easier subject. Now you are asking. I think your questions are all like same thing here and there. But what I'm saying is easier to get. Please understand, there's nothing easier to get. I'll give you a simple example. Many law schools in India right now only offer one of them. For example, NLUs mostly offer BALLB. Some universities offer both programs, like for example, Symbiosis. Within Symbiosis also we have seen sometimes BALLB has a higher cutoff, sometimes BBLLB has a higher cutoff depending on who are applying. So I cannot really give you which is easier to get. That is not a right answer. Depends on that year who are opting for more, who are applying for more. That's what I can say. Yes, Shashireka, like I said, international human rights, etc., is a very big field. It's going on to go big over time. I mean, across the world, governments are also becoming more and more controlled, autocratic, etc. But I would say if you are very clear, you want to work in the fields of NGO, try to make a difference. This thing, I think human rights is a wonderful thing. You can become an advocate. You have a lot of big forums. Right? You have UN. You have a lot of these things you can work on. That's a very good thing. And I would suggest you to kind of do it in a LLM kind of situation, not so much in graduation. I'll be very honest. I would always say, whether it is engineering students or law students, everyone will say graduation is about getting the best university first. Once you have the good graduation done, you want to pursue something in international human rights, do a good LLM course in international human rights from a good law school, good international law school. That's what I would suggest. First, get this thing. That's what it is. Pragna, sorry. Okay, fine. Right. What about become LLB? Absolutely. Rajni, become LLB is also, I would say, whatever I said about BBLLB is also true for become LLB because become LLB is more like BBLLB. Okay, that's more of commerce. Yes. No, I don't think, Shiva, do not worry about it. I think once you get there, you can cope up. That's not a big deal. Do not worry about that. For example, yeah, our team has given you this thing, right? GNLU, Gujarat NLU offers become LLB. Right? Yeah, become LLB is more similar to more like BBLLB than BALLB. Yeah. Yes, Padmat, for example, what happens is in case you are not able to find a university which only gives you a maritime law kind of degree, you are going to go to the broad-based regular degree, but then you kind of do some courses, certifications, professional certifications from these international universities which offer online. And then for LLM, you go there, you keep following. That's the way you can pick up your maritime skill. That's what you should be doing. Even the moods, whenever there's a mood coming up, try to get into those moods which have that kind of penchant. That's what you should do. Clear, Padma? Does it help you? Any questions on the program thing? Any questions on the program thing? I hope it's clear, friends. Any questions? Any further questions on the program thing? Feel free to ask. Good questions. These are very good questions you're offering, and in fact, maritime we'll look into. Padma, what we'll do is I'll get the team to look into any university offering a full-fledged maritime law. We'll get back. But I, like I said to some of the friends about international human rights also, graduation is not the time for you to get into narrow specialization. Graduation is a time to get into broad-based good courses, good law schools, and then for LLM you can go to narrow. That's what I would say. Yeah, that's what. Good. So can I go ahead? So with this, so we have spoken about law schools, rankings, clusters. We spoke about programs. Yes, that will be good, Ramakrishna. I think before I move on, you've asked a good thing. Yes, if IJ, Indian Judicial Services, is opened up, I think the law graduates will be the most benefited, isn't it? Eligibility, they'll put law and you get a chance to kind of write that. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Wonderful. That will be a wonderful thing for you. I'm sure it will happen soon, because what will happen is with the requirement of judicial thing increasing, what might happen is any law graduates will be allowed to go through a entrance exam like UPSC or something like that, and then IJS might come. We'll have to see. They have to increase the number of judges in a big way. That's why in fact, a lot of times when people are picking up law, that's what I say. If you have urge to become a judge, I think law field is great now, because more judges are required. A lot more judges are required that you need to work on. It'll be option, great option for those who are in law schools and law graduates. Clear, Ramakrishna? I think that's anyway helpful for you. Let them, and by the time you complete your law school in another 5 years, I think that might become reality, right? You might be among the first few. This thing. Gautam says competition increases. Competition increases for what? Competition increases for what, Gautam? Okay. Thank you, Sheikh. Wonderful explanation you're saying. Thank you. Thank you. Hopefully it is useful. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Satvik, at least, see, you cannot be just the IJs directly, they might not go to high courts or Supreme Court, but you will obviously start at district court. That's a good start. From there, you can get promoted and stuff. You'll have to do that. They'll have to create a lot of that stuff. Are you trying to tell me you do not want to start from district judge and you only, that is not, you're not ever going to get into high court directly? Or you never know. But yeah, that's a good start. Good start. Yeah, okay, you meant that. You meant civil. Okay, but I'm saying at the end of the day, those things are being discussed, Banu. It'll come out. I'm sure they'll give you a lot of different options. That'll happen. If IJ is introduced, will they kind of they'll obviously come into a lot of these things. They'll have to do that. They'll give you both options, and we'll have to look at a lot of different things. Any day you're interested, we'll talk about the entire court structure in India. But broadly, I'm saying IJ, when it is introduced, it will be a start. It will be a start point with only one this thing. Then civil might be added later. It'll happen. It'll take time. Okay. Let us first get introduced. Okay. Let's not let's wait for that. But right now that may not be the goal anyway. Because still without IGS also a law graduate can become a judge in that age. Anyway, same the minimum age thing that you said, number of bar experience, practice experience, same thing. That is all there. Let's not worry about that. That's a different day. That's a different day. That's not for today. But yeah, if you're interested, careers, after law, etc., we'll do that. That's a separate session. We'll have a detailed discussion on that. Okay, so what I would want to do now, friends, is now that we have completed